Welcome, boys and girls. We are entering a new course, A03, Writing for Academic and Professional Success. We have 8 units in this particular course, Common Course A03, and today we are starting with the first unit of the textbook, namely Introduction to Academic Writing. I have planned this particular unit, that is Unit 1, Introduction to Academic Writing, into 3 sessions. Today, in the first session, I'm trying to give you a general introduction to writing. We are talking about academic writing from the point of view of an academician. Now, to begin with, writing is an important skill. As I have talked to you about the 4 skills of the language: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Perhaps writing is one of the most important skills of the language from the point of view of an academician. You may be asking me, who is an academician? An academician is a student, a teacher, a research scholar, and other people who are directly involved in the academic pursuit. So, as far as academicians are concerned, for example, you as students should be interested in developing your writing skills. Writing skill expected from a college student is different from that of what is expected in a school. College education, say starting from a degree program, college education aims at an advanced level of knowledge in one's discipline. Say, for example, till SSLC, till 10th class, you were studying almost all subjects. When it came to 11th and 12th, you have narrowed down to a particular stream, science, commerce, humanities, either of these. And when you come to a degree program, what actually happens is that you have chosen your discipline. Say, for example, when I am talking to BCom students, you have decided, or you have opted, or you have chosen commerce as your discipline. So, writing from the part of a college student is different from that of a high school student or +2 student, because college education aims at an advanced level of knowledge in one's discipline, and this prepares you for a career. Say, for example, an accountant, a chartered accountant, a cost accountant, and a bank manager, a professional in a business. All these, you are preparing for the career while you are undergoing a degree program in the college. To bridge the gap between school and college, I'm talking about the writing skill. To bridge the skill gap between school and college, it is necessary to learn more about the craft of formal writing. At college, you are required to write essays, lab reports, proposals, project papers, and at the end of the semester, written examination as part of your studies. All these are essential while you are pursuing a degree program. So, writing involves an important position in a program like BCom or any degree for that, university degree for that matter. So, language plays, or writing skill plays, an important role. Learning principles of formal writing. So, writing, you were doing a kind of a freelancing writing while you were in school, if I am not mistaken. But now, when you come to the university, when you are pursuing a program, a degree program, you have to be more serious about writing. And for that, you have to learn the principles of formal writing, because when you learn the principles of formal writing, it improves the quality of writing, which is important for your progress, both academically and professionally. Why academic writing is a question that we may have to answer at this point of time. Why academic writing? The aim of college education is to produce employable graduates who are knowledgeable and capable of making decisions and judgments and thinking critically. Once again, I repeat, the aim of college education is to produce employable graduates who are knowledgeable and capable of making decisions and judgments and thinking critically. So, writing skills play a vital role in realizing the aim of graduates, the aim of making graduates knowledgeable and employable. If you remember, I was telling you about the importance of speaking skills. Equally important is the necessity of developing writing skills while you are at college. Because good writing skill, knowing some technicalities of writing, different genres of writing, genres means kinds of writing, essays, projects, case study, all these are different genres of writing. It will help you to be employed in a key position in a good establishment in your life. It is a skill to be developed. How do we develop this writing skill? It is a skill that has to be developed by trial and error. One fine morning, nobody becomes a good writer. It is by trying and writing again and again that you become a good writer, knowing the principles, knowing the process through which you have to reach a stage when you become good writers. I am talking about not creative writing, but academic writing for professional success. Now, getting ready, I hope that you must have understood the importance of writing, or importance of developing the writing skill. Now, it is a skill that has to be, I told you, that has to be developed by trial and error. That is, constant practice is necessary to become a good writer. Now that you have realized the necessity of becoming a good writer from the academic point of view, there are a few tips which I am going to give you. I think I'm going to give you 6 of them. 6 things you have to start doing today to become a good writer. A good academic writer. Now, getting ready to learn academic writing, some activity suggestions to start with, and later master the nuances and techniques of academic writing. Now, some tips. If you have decided to become a good academic writer, which you should, because you have opted for the life of an academician, because you are students at the university level. So if you have decided to become a good academic writer, listen to me and remember these 6 tips which I am going to give you as part of how to start to become a good writer. First one is start free writing. From today, start free writing. What is this free writing? Anything that comes to your mind, anything that impresses what you see, some people whom you meet who impress you, some experiences, some places you see, make it a point to write something on these things in a piece of paper or in a book every day. That is the first step to become a good academic writer. Write continuously for some time without worrying about correctness in structure, correctness in grammar, or on any logical order. Don't worry about all these things. Start writing. Start free writing. That is the first point to become a good academic writer. Number 2, keep a journal. Now, many of you might be doing this, keeping a journal. Keeping a journal is also very, very simple. Now, make it a habit to write something in a notebook specifically meant for the purpose. You understand what do we mean by keeping a journal? Now, make it a habit to write something in a notebook specifically meant for the purpose. Now, write about whatever comes to your mind. People you meet, places you visit, incidents that happen, people whom you come into contact, maybe thinking about that. So whatever you feel, write in a notebook, and that is called keeping a journal. Actually, number 1 and number 2 are there are similarities between point number 1 and point number 2. Now, coming to point number 3, reading and writing. These 2 things are very closely linked together. Whatever you get, make it a habit to read, because reading helps you to improve your writing skill. Reading and writing. Reading is an important prerequisite. It is called a prerequisite that you should do before you start becoming a good writer. It is essential that you start reading. Reading is an important prerequisite for anyone who aspires to be a good writer. Any academic writing assignment is an ongoing conversation. That is actually what you reflect on what you read. And when you reflect on what you read, ideas come to your mind and you note down these ideas. That is the beginning of writing, academic writing skill. Beginning of improving your academic writing skill. Fourth important tip is Think critically. Very essential for an academic writer, for a good academic writer. Think critically. To write well, it is essential to think clearly and logically. Now, thinking helps you a lot in writing well. To write well, it is essential to think clearly and logically. Writing and thinking complement each other. That is, they help each other, complement each other. That is, thinking will refine your writing. Thinking will refine your writing. So think, which will improve your writing. The fifth point, right, we are talking about things which we have to do to become better academic writers. Now, develop research skills. This is also something you have to develop while you are pursuing a degree program at the university level. Now, what is this research skill? All serious inquiry can be referred to as research. Let us take a simple example. You are planning to visit Bengaluru for a particular purpose. Now, you plan for it. You do a kind of a research for your travel. First, you inquire about available train tickets. You inquire about available flight tickets. You compare the cost of these modes of transport. You inquire about some place to stay, live in a place to stay in Bengaluru. You make some research on that also, inquiries about that also, which is the most comfortable, safe and cheap place to live. So you do that, and then you plan your transportation in Bengaluru city, and you try to inquire into, or you try to look into a map of the city so that you will be able to understand the important places that you should not miss while traveling to Bengaluru. So for a simple thing like visiting Bengaluru, you do a kind of a research. You are doing some research. That is what we exactly mean by research skill. That has to be developed by a good student, academician. Develop research skills. All serious inquiry can be referred to as research. Anything you plan to do, there should be some research behind it. This is true of a student at the university level also. The sixth point that you should do if you want to improve your writing skill is learn the language of the discipline. Now, the word discipline you are acquainted with, because as I told you, till 10th class you were learning all kinds of subjects. When you came to your +1 and +2, 11th and 12th, you were trying to concentrate on a particular area, and after that, when you come for the university degree program, you have already chosen your discipline. Now, if I am talking to commerce students, BCom students, you have already chosen your discipline. It is commerce. What is this language of the discipline? Each discipline has a set of words and phrases which are connected with the particular discipline. Say for commerce, take it for example words and phrases like balance sheet, profit and loss account, accounting year, all these auditing, all these words and phrases are connected with the particular discipline, commerce discipline. So when you have when you have decided to pursue a university degree program, it is essential that you learn the language of the discipline. Academic writing skills will prepare you for all the writing requirements of your discipline. I hope you understand the meaning of the word discipline. You have to be acquainted with the fundamentals of your discipline, words and phrases frequently used in your discipline. These are the 6 things which you have to do when you have decided to become an academician, that is, to develop your writing skills. Boys and girls, writing as a skill is something very important as far as an academician is concerned. The writing standard that is expected from a university student and a school student is something different. At college, we expect a higher standard of writing when it comes to academic writing. That is, you are required to learn the principles of formal writing, and by learning the fundamentals of the principles of writing, you become good writers, which will help you to succeed in your career. Once you have decided to become a good writer, a good academic writer, there are a few things which you start doing today. Number 1, start free writing. I don't want to explain again. Number 2, keep a journal. It is just a notebook, and regularly noting down the important things happening in your life every day. And third is reading and writing, because both these are complementary. That is, your reading improves your writing. Think critically. Yes, at the undergraduate level, to write well, it is essential to think clearly and logically. So you have to think critically. 5th one, develop research skills. A mind which is always asking questions. Why so? What next? These are the basic questions that come to your mind when an idea strikes you, when you read something, when you start writing something. This is what develop research skills. Ask questions, develop a kind of an inquiring mind to everything you read, you see, you hear, etc. And finally, learn the language of your discipline. Discipline, I told you, the particular area which you have chosen for your university education. Now, having done that, it is essential that you choose or you learn the language of the discipline. I told you it is a set of words and phrases that are frequently used in one particular discipline. This is the end of the first session, and little later we will continue with introduction to academic writing. Thank you for listening to me.